Do you want to say hello to the booktubers of the world? Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out today's video. I really appreciate it. I'm Angela and this is Books Are My Heart. I don't even know where to start for today's review. I've been reading more Colleen Hoover books recently. I did a book review of Ugly Love and I will link it down below as well as in the icon up above so you can go check that out in case you're interested. I read Confess, I read Finding Cinderella. I've been reading more and more of her books, and so when I found out she wrote Too Late, I was immediately interested. When I started reading some of the comments on Goodreads, calling the book dark or calling it mature, I thought, I'm an adult. I used to watch Dexter. I can totally handle this. I could not handle some parts of it. If we were using the television or film industry for a standard, this would be NC-17, TVMA easily. Hoover took these characters to some really bad, traumatizing places. When I refer to this book as dark or mature, I'm not being flippant or being overly critical. That's just how this book reads. Even though this book is categorized as new adult, it's still a very mature read. So if you are not comfortable reading certain scenarios, don't pick this book up. This is not a quick, fun, clean romance read. It's not. If you're looking for something fun to read while sunbathing, this is not that book. But at the same time, I don't mean to undervalue the literary merit of this book. I'm just telling you, if you want something fun and uplifting, a sweet rom-com, this is not the book. It's just not. When I was reading the Goodreads comments, I was taking them with a grain of salt, thinking people were maybe overreacting or there were other things in the book. But they're not kidding, and I'm not exaggerating either. Colleen Hoover deliberately published this under C. Hoover, trying to differentiate it from her other pieces. After having read Too Late, as well as her other books, I completely understand why she did that, because she took these characters to some really bad places. Troubling, traumatizing places. The only real point of reference to her other pieces is having an alternating point of view narrative. Ugly Love had alternating perspectives, and so does Too Late, but the graphic nature of this book is nothing like her other pieces. She published Too Late under C. Hoover for a reason. It was not to be mysterious or different. It was a conscious decision. Don't disregard this. Hoover is smart. She knew what she was doing. This book has elements of the Lifetime movie channel and Point Break and 21 Jump Street, but it really does stand alone. It's not exactly like anything else I've come across. Sloan will go through hell and back for her little brother, and she does so every single night. Forced to remain in a relationship with the dangerous and corrupt Asa Jackson, Sloan will do whatever it takes to make sure her brother has what he needs. Nothing will get in her way, nothing except Carter. Sloan is the only good thing to ever happen to Asa. He knows this, and he never plans on letting her go, even if she doesn't approve of his lifestyle. But despite Sloan's disapproval, Asa knows what it takes to get what he wants. He knows what he needs to do to remain on top. Nothing will get in his way. Nothing except Carter. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This book summary barely hints at the issues that these characters are going to face. There were a lot of scenes and a lot of things that happened that made me cringe. It made me very uncomfortable while I was reading, and I don't want to talk about them. But that's actually a tribute to Hoover's writing because I was supposed to be. This book is also explicit. It's not just the acts themselves, but the language used by the characters and the graphic nature of the acts in the narrative. I'm doing this as a mini spoiler-free book review because I don't want to divulge any spoilers. And for this book in particular, the details in the overarching narrative really matter, and so if you give away one thing, you're giving away a lot. If you say something about one of the characters or one of the plot elements, and you will be spoiling another part of the narrative. While I was reading this book, I was cringing, I was uncomfortable, I was crying, and those are the emotions that Hoover wants to draw out of you, or at least that's what the characters are supposed to draw out of you with the scenarios and everything that happens. And so this is not a fluffy, light read. It's not. If you want a gripping, gritty read, look into Too Late. I've read this book over a month ago, but it's stayed with me. This is the type of book you won't soon forget about, good or bad. Too Late deals with some really heavy topics. And if that's not something you want to read, then don't pick up this book. But Hoover did an amazing job writing this story. Even if you don't like some of the things that happen in this story, and I guarantee you won't, Hoover did a great job writing this book. She really is talented, and so whether you want to read this book or not, she did a good job with it. Be sure to let me know down below in the comment section if you've already read Too Late. Also, if you plan on reading this book, let me know. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a great day. And I'll see you with a brand new post very soon.